Go ahead.
I want to talk about a woman's experience and why Black women can't accept bisexuality in men. And
Speak on
I
it.
believe that goes back to the hypersexualization. Black
Hold on.
women feel, and
Pause
I don't know
real
how other people of color or non-people of color feel, but uh, in conversations with my friends, women feel like they can't sexually satisfy a bisexual man.
Insecurity.
But in my mind, a monogamous person is going to be monogamous in whatever relationship they're in. They're either going to be faithful or they're not. But they look at it as he has this itch that I can't scratch. He has this need that I can't satisfy. And also, bringing it back to shame, what are people going to think when I'm with a man that we like the same things? He's feminine because people can't separate. That's why it's so important to separate.
He dressed
gender.
better than you do.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
It's insecurity.
It's so difficult to separate. I mean, that's why it's so important to separate gender from sexuality, because it's people feel
and even as a gay person, and I will go out here and say that I need to do better at this. Even as a gay person, it is very hard, I feel sometimes, to not generalize everything. And that's why your voice is so important on this moment, because I'm not good at separating the two. Like I said, me and my boyfriend, we get into it, and he's like, but you're not talking about what I'm talking about. But I'm like, this is what they perceive us as. Or this is, but we're gay because of this off the rip. Before they know what I like in the bedroom, I'm already gay. And that's why this conversation has to continue to go on, so people can understand the difference between, like she's saying, gender and what you like sexually and what is characteristics of a person. Those are all different things.
right. If he's a cheater, he's going to be a cheater regardless of his sexuality. If he has these desires that you're not, if he has sexual preferences in the bedroom that you're not willing to satisfy, then that doesn't have anything to do with his with homophobia. It's just this is not my kink, basically. This is not what I'm into sexually.
But you just call it a kink. You just call it a kink.
I don't think that's a bad word. But I'm saying, like, when I say kink, I mean, you know, freaky things that we do in the bedroom.
I'm about to go there. I got a question.
It's going to be shame. And don't shame that word. That's kink shaming.
No, don't try that with me. Nope.
No, kink shaming is really a thing, I promise.
A kink shame is when you shaming someone who has a kink. But when a kink is something that they find as
queer,
that's no.
Okay.
If like a kink that we being transparent, I like stockings. I like fishnets and all that shit. And that's a kink. But it's a kink different from a lifestyle. Okay, when you something that you genuinely
sexual preference isn't a lifestyle. Gay people pick up their kids from school. They do everything that straight people do. I mean, when you say lifestyle, if we're just talking about what happens in the bedroom and sexual acts in the bedroom, don't have nothing to do with lifestyle.
Okay, so I got a question. So We're talking about kinks and we're talking about different stuff with women. Now, is a man gay? These two, from their rhetoric and what they believe, it sounds as if this would be gay to them. But Jeanice, question: if a man is heterosexual and is with a woman, but he likes his booty played with, and he wants that woman.
Right. That's
yeah. But he's not with a man. He's not with the man. The woman.
I saw that coming from a mile away.
Is the one who's doing it. So I'm just clear. I just got a question. So see, I already knew that answer.
No, you didn't. No, you got one person. You got one person's answers. You got one person answer. And you got one person answer. You got one person answer. And unfortunately, I laugh. That's
but
one thing I would say.
Gay?
Nah, a lot of dudes like that shit.
I would say no.
He asked me. Hold on.
Oh, you asking Jeanice? I thought it was a question for us. I apologize.
It is really a question for everybody. Gary gave us an answer though.
Okay, we got Gary answer.
I thought you were addressing me because when I say so sometimes and sometimes I will use the word kink about stuff that I don't do. I don't do it as a kink.
Okay.
But to answer your question, when you look at anatomy, you understand why some men like that and the pleasure that they get. And I'm not gonna go into the anatomy about
you don't gotta explain to me.
So it's absolutely not a homosexual act.
Okay.
I don't play with booty holes. I don't like my play with. They don't have nothing to do with my sexuality. That's my preference. So it's absolutely not gay.
Okay.
It's two heterosexual people, and you like
heterosexual, and that's why
if you want a man to do it, it's gay.
Right. If a man wants to be the one, that's a whole nother conveation.
So
but it's women and men out here who play that game, and people will say that he's a gay man because he has that desire.
I have a homegirl. I have a homegirl that says she pegged the man, and the main thing she used, and she was like, do it again. The main thing to hold it above that man's head, he ever get out of line, like she got that above your ass.
I mean, I have said that I would absolutely do it just to have a story to tell my homegirls, but I just be talking shit. I'm not doing it.
Some dudes like it though. Like I know a lot of dudes will say that gay. They're like, man, that's your prostate over, and that's what's gonna make you come. But I'm not doing it. Some dudes even like to get their ass ate. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm not ready for that in my life.
Yeah.
But once again, scientific proof, like biology is right there. Prostate, boom, there it is. And I'm like, I wait for it in life. Once again, shame got me beat right now. Keep it a buck. Like,
man, I'm dreading getting a prostate exam. Man, I'm like, I don't know, man. Is that?
And that's what I said when I got to get my prostate exam. That's why I'm like, hey, boo, I know you've been talking about it. Fuck it. If the doctor already, then man,
nah.
And it's some things that will give you great pleasure, like crack. I'm not willing to open that door. So I'm not opening my asshole to nobody.
Well, what about women though? Like, how do women know that they're gay? Is it gay for a woman to like another woman?
And a lot of women like women, but it's accepted like a motherfucker.
Society tell you that that's okay. And black men, like as a whole, a lot of black men like that stuff. But at the end of the day, they still okay. Let me ask a question, because why is it okay for women to be gay and be lesbians, and this is more accepted in society, especially in the black community? We like to have lesbian porn and girl-on-girl action and all kinds of stuff, and men get hyped about that. And I guess I know why, because they like women.
Women get live about it too, though. That's the thing.
Why is it more, and that's another thing. Even girls accept it more. So why is that accepted, but it is a faux pas and a stigma for the black men to do the same thing that the black women can do?
It's one word: masculinity. The same way that men will watch two feminine-looking women, doing whatever, but if a woman comes on there with a bald fade and she's hyper masculine, all of a sudden you're not as interested, and then you see it as an emasculating act for men, and that somehow you're compromising your manhood by having sex with another man. That's what.
I just don't find that attractive. That's all I can say personally. If I see, I laugh because if I'm watching a certain film, okay, and it's a woman come on and another one with the same thing, bald fade, I am clicking. Nope. And it's nothing about me not being attracted. It is the same thing. I can look at two women that one of them not attractive and one of them, I'm not. If I'm not attracted to it, I'm not attracted to it. You can say masculine. If I'm not, it could be a guy that's, if you can be a feminine man, I'm not attracted to it. I'm not. That's why I keep going. But it comes down when we throwing on, people have their preference. And the way the culture we have and society we have, we can just go on American. It's going over all boys. I was in the chat last night. If you go relationships, women are okay with being with other women, and they know they're going to be accepted for that shit as well. Men,
not always.
I won't say that always, but because I can't give you a number on it, and I would agree with you. I'm not saying all. I would never say all. I hate to generalize. I do not want to do that, but I will say more often. Okay, I will say that. Same thing. Only know less than 10 men that don't personally that would not want to be with two women at the same time.
So we're talking about society's perception.
Culture, yes.
Right. So we're talking about as a whole and what's accepted. Yeah, preference is one thing, but that's a personal choice. We're talking about perception.
If we talk about perception, neither one of them accepted. Because once again, I think we all
they are though. They are,
okay.
but
yeah. Well, I mean, women are for the most part accepted though.
It's changed.
Go ahead.
Because it's changed because at one point I think it was all, oh my God. But people shoot me in my foot. But over time, hip hop has helped this whole stigma. In the strip club, we want to see gay on gay women. They want to see that shit. You want to see some bitches shaking their ass. You want to see them kissing. You want to see that thing. That's what's been claimed as excitement.
But you cannot put that on black people. That's been going on way before. That's been going on since Westerns.
But we're talking about today's society.
But we can't.
Who else is that? Okay, so it's not all.
Only reason you know that because you go to. Have you ever been to a white strip club?
I've been a lot of places. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. But we're talking about, because if we talk about white people, all of it is a little bit more accepted than it is with us. And we're not talking about white people because we ain't white. We talking about what we dealing with.
I seen a dude let another girl kiss his wife in front of him, and he was just like, "Cool, as a white dude." He was like,
"He let another
girl cheater."
It's called being a cuck. It's a whole culture of that.
Yeah.
It's that people.
Oh, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. See, and once again, when we read a little bit, we watch a little bit, we learn a little bit. But it's some shit out here that we like. The same thing with being homosexual. Same thing with being like people of certain sides. People will try to shame you. And now we're getting to shame. People try to shame you for your preferences and what you like and what you feel comfortable. Like I said something like I've been saying. I'll G Jack out here. They used to call me Shallow Hal when I was younger. Okay, you remember that motherfucker? All right.
I think I started it.
Yeah, you actually did. I like women of proportionate size. I like them thick with 2 C's. Okay. And this is not nothing. See, like I need to get
big old good ones.
Go ahead. Hey, I like them with thighs. I like them with, I like them curvy. There's nothing been like when it became popular. That's something been like, I like that. Whatever the case may be, whatever brought me into that, I never liked slim, skinny women. Never, ever. And when I used to tell my homeboys that like, hey, I want to holler at a girl. Oh, you just hollering at you holler like the fat ones. Yeah, bitch, I do. I really do. Okay. And problem, motherfucker. And I talk about representation and I talk about how important it was on Twitter. I was thinking about, y'all remember that Red Man video when the girl was riding the bike and she hit the car and shit?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And I remember not only that, there was some funny shit that happened. That was my first time seeing larger women in a music video, a hip hop video, or any video at that, and they're being praised and supported. And I'm like, damn. And this is like me being in the 5th, 6th, 7th grade. And I'm like, if he can do it, I can. Like, why do I feel bad about it? Why, like, all these other motherfuckers, I like what I like. But if we talking about with anything, especially going to homosexuality, talking about being bi, we talk about liking short people, liking tall people, you like talk about anything, people try to make you feel bad for what the fuck you like. That shit kills me, man.
If it make you feel any better, man, when we was younger, I like the big girls too. I just couldn't tell folks. I like
because of shame, motherfucker. That's great. Because of shame. Just like that's why you was a DL BBW supporter. You was one of them motherfuckers. You was one of them motherfuckers though, like, and it kills me when I see larger women, like BBW, fat women, whatever you want to call them, saying, "Oh, you like me when private, but you don't like me in public." And I'm like, bitch, I like you all day. Fuck that motherfucker over there, but I like you all day. But it's the same thing. Like, it's evil when it comes down with men. Like, once again, you don't have to be flamboyant. You don't have to be none of that shit because it's on Facebook right now. People talking about it on my line, talking about John Tyler and shit. How we had some undercover gay men in high school and shit. And now these motherfuckers got kids and families and shit, and they still gay at the end of the damn day. But you will never know that. Oh, it's crazy on my timeline right now. But
And
it's one of those things that people hide. It's shame.
Yes. And that's what we need. And that's why this conversation is good. Because we got to rip this shame off of all these different stigmas. Even if, this is what I want to convey. Even if you truly believe a certain type of way, at the end of the day, you don't have no heaven, hell, or jail cell for me. So you really need to like mind yours, because me being gay is not going to do anything to stop your life. And me liking fat women ain't going to do anything to stop your life.
No,
we got to rip the shame off and understand that people are different. And it's okay to be different. And it's okay to have your own wants and desires. From the aspect of Christianity or the Bible or what teachings we were taught, if you have that perspective, stand on it and stay there. But don't crucify someone else at the torture stake. Don't make someone else feel away because they choose to be different and make a different decision.
Hey, let me ask you a question, man. Let me ask you a question.
But Will said, thank you.
Thanks for that info.
Very well said. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, though. How do you feel about trannies that, or is that the proper word?
Stop right there.
How you say it? Like,
don't get you. I'm not gonna get you. Janice gonna get you.
Transsexual.
Transsexual. So tranny is a bad word?
Yes.
Yes.
God damn. All right, transsexuals.
Yeah.
We just learned not to say. We just learned not to say Hispanic recently too. So.
Why? What's wrong with?
I was like,
yeah, you can't say that shit.
Check that shit.
Say Latino.
Latinx.
This is a safe space where we can. We're all actively trying to learn. So we're going to give each other grace.
I appreciate you letting me know.
Absolutely.
So, all right, transvestites that are like, completely transform and go into a woman, have like, the breast implants and everything, look just like a woman, but they don't say anything to dudes that are heterosexual and they try and holler at them or whatever. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, is that right? Or do you think they should say, hey, I used to be a man, or the fact that they've had the surgery and paid to be a woman, they're a woman now?
Okay. You say it one more time. What'd you say, Jeanice?
They were always a woman.
They were always a woman.
If you identify as a woman, never mind. Continue.
I understand where Jeanice is coming from. And if they identify as a woman, then you're supposed to, how they identify is what it is. Now, I believe in telling truth and all truth. If you were not born that way, I believe that it is that person who you're in a relationship with or trying to be in a relationship is worth that knowledge. And so it's no longer about gay or straight or homo or anything, homophobia or anything like that. It's about truth telling and what your character is. You understand? So would you want someone, that person should be asking themselves that same question. Would you want to know? And if that, you know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, again, not all are the same, but because of the scare, because of the death rate for trans women and men, they withhold information. So when we take away the shame and we take away those other things that we're talking about, you probably could get a lot more honesty. But if you have a fear that I like this person, I even might love this person, but this one thing that really is not even an issue for me at this point, and because I have the part that they even want. But if I tell them this truth, one, not only could I get harmed, but two, I'm going to lose someone I really care about and love and like. So that's a lot of, to answer your question, is it right? No. But do I understand it? Yes. Should we do better? Let me tell, and I'll be the first to tell people, the LGBTQ I is not always.
It's often different.
They're all not all, but we're all human, and we're all human, and we're all deserve grace.
Google it, Brandon.
And what I'm saying is, we're not all right when it comes to the fact of making choices. So his question was, is that right or wrong? In my eyes, I think that when you are in a situation like that, you need to convey all aspects of life to people, because people do, if not, you took that person's choice away. Now, it might be a stupid choice for that man to say, oh, I don't want to be with you no more.
Intersex.
You understand? You know, like, but at the end of the day, I do believe that that person, to answer your question, Garrett, deserves to know.
I have an opinion.
Well, I was going to ask you a question next, real quick.
Well, I want to answer that one.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I asked myself this same question, what I want to know. First of all, I feel that trans people should be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do, like everybody else. But I will say that putting myself in the position of a partner, I think that a trans identity has an impact on your life. You know, you've dealt with the process, you've dealt with pain, you've dealt with stigma, you've dealt with so much. And I think that once you are in a serious relationship with someone that you consider to be a partner, it's important that you express all of your trauma and, you know, everything that you've been through so that your partner can better know you. Now, if you're just dating, is the person that you're dating obligated to that information? I think that you have the right to ask the person you're dating if you know, they're a cisgender heterosexual person. I think that we can ask that and it not be harmful, and it invites that person to give a safe space to answer that question. But they're not obligated to tell you. And it's really tough because I'm not trans, it's not my experience, so it's hard for me to put myself in their shoes. But again, disproportionate rates, you know, there is fear, there is stigma and all those things. For reproductive and family planning, I would absolutely want to know.
You said it better than me, Jeanice, but we're on the same page.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree with you.
I also want to ask heterosexual men, how do you not know? I'm sorry. I mean, no matter how beautiful they get, no matter how beautiful that woman is,
There one lady's on the front of the Sports Illustrated.
She was politically correct road, but me and my boyfriend talked about this the other day. I'm in the community. I see the girls, and I just question how you've been dealing with real. I mean, when you've been
that's
dealing
when
with
transphobia can go in effect.
Dealing with at birth women, how you don't know, man? How you don't know, bro?
Respect, communication, and consistency.
Be lying sometimes. I really do.
Some be lying. They be knowing, but
come on.
And that's what I say. And I would agree with you on that. I know some of the dudes be lying. I know some because, like, obviously, you know what, like
they know they have an out where they can be like,
I'm like, if I keep it a book.
Was that a cough that you was trying to suppress because of the Rona?
Break. I gotta clean this computer off. I need a break. Hold on. I gotta clean this computer off. I didn't.
Oh, he spit? He really did spit?
Yeah.
I didn't see it froze up.
Okay, that's a clip. Okay.
Let me ask you a question, Jeanice.
All right.
Would you be offended if a dude asked you, hey, before we get to this relationship, did you used to be a man? Would you be offended by that?
Man, her face said it all right there.
Because I wouldn't be offended because my femininity is not threatened by him asking me that question, but I can understand how that can offend women. But guess what's more important than feelings? Yeah. Truth and I completely understand men who only want to have sexual relationships with people who were born with vaginas. You know, I understand that completely, and that's a preference, and that's your right to have that preference. So,
would you date a man that used to be that was bisexual?
Ooh. I gotta meet him first. I don't know.
Okay, so it's still on the table, but
listen. I'm putting it like this. There's certain things that are off limits, right? I just cannot deal with a broke man. I cannot deal with a man who I can't deal with that. Why can't y'all hold fluids in y'all mouth? I can't deal with a man who just constantly just chews loudly. Like it's certain deal breakers for me.
I'm just amazed how we could motherfuckers.
Sexuality isn't a deal. Like I'm not going to automatically disqualify someone because of their gender or their sexual orientation. Now that don't mean I'm gonna date them because it all depends on the person. But I'm not automatically like, you what? Oh nah, boy, fuck you. I'm not like that.
So as long as you're attracted to them, then it's all good. Like it don't matter if they were about.
I don't know. I haven't been presented with that opportunity yet.
So if a man told you he got all his money, but he was actually broke, the broke would be the deal breaker. Or he should have been
No,
upfront.
the lie would be the deal breaker.
Well,
but here's the thing. I'm gonna find out because I'm going to search and see if you're broke or not.
Search the Googles. She going to the Googles.
Motherfuckers keep that shit on the wrap pretty well.
No, I mean, and here's the thing. Like, this is the dating stage, so you gonna lie. You gonna get lied to. Period. But
if he wear a Gucci face mask, he broke.
He broke. I tell you that right now. Like he broke.
First of all, it's really a joke when I say I'm not dating a broke man. Because if you can pay all your bills and you just don't have a lot of disposable income, that don't make you broke, in my opinion.
What is broke? Do you need to have a 9 to 5? I'm gonna go down that route right now.
All right,
broke is you cannot financially support yourself. You can't take me on a date. I have to pay for and we talking about first dates, right? We ain't talking about relationships. We talking about first dates because that's the question Garrett asked. Is it off limits? I can't say because we can only talk about the first date. Because on the second date, this person, regardless of their gender identity, sexuality, they might say some dumb shit on the first date before I even know his sexual history, and I might not. You know what I'm saying? So.
Random fact, based off the numbers though, most gay dudes do have money though. I don't know what it is.
What?
That's just, I don't know why. I've never met a broke gay person.
So say your
thinking of kids. Yeah.
Hey. Majority of us don't have children to drain our pocket.
Can I say something? Oh, women. But I'm like,
hey, that
ain't true because that other partner will drain you sometimes.
Shit.
They show up like women sometimes. So.
Man, shit. and that could be the segment we just talking shit. We don't mean all the shit we said.
Like, yeah, I don't mean I ain't gonna date no broke man.
Man, at the end of the day, fuck that.
I'm broke by myself. Anyway.
And the same thing, I was talking about dating. I'm so happy I'm married to the love of my life. But man, like dating now, I feel for y'all. Like I really do. Like my heart goes out because y'all motherfuckers crazy out here. And I'll be crazy too because I'm like to that point. I would take my homegirls. I would pay for G-Jack, T, and Jeanice dinner before I would pay for a random girl I'm trying to take out. This is so much. People are so entitled for shit these days and don't bring shit. And it's a conversation we can check out on Concrete and Blossoms. Not saying anything about the women was on there, but it was a conversation we had about what women, and I was the only male on there, and they were talking about what do they need out of a man, and it came up, most of these men are gay out here. And I'm like, no, they ain't. Like, a lot of men just don't. Whatever the case may be, if you feel that way,
they don't like something about you that don't make them gay.
Man, and that's a headache if you consider yourself a cis heterosexual male and a woman that you attract to call you gay out the blue. What the fuck you mean? What? But
what's a cis heterosexual male?
You only like heterosexual.
Cisgender means that you identify with the sex that you were assigned at birth. So you were born with, you had identified with the genitalia that you were born with.
Okay.
But the point of it all is
that's a simple way to say it. I'm still learning.
Man, but
I learned that today. I didn't know.
Y'all, we need to give a round of applause to Jeanice because she has been holding us accountable.
Always.
I ain't about to be a meme. I ain't about to be out here like
keep us together.
She on Twitter. She know how shit can go. It's all the risk out here. You better weigh your own. But at the end of it all, I see some, and I've said this, and a lot of women get upset when I say it. It's like a lot of shame comes from women. Men have power because we have a lot of strength. But I do believe women, for the most part, not all women, for the most part, are more intelligent beings in a sense. And I would put gender based on that. And because rumors and shit, I think men may spread this shit. Men may enforce rumors and the hate behind it. But I know women whisper in men's ear and men, okay, that's how I feel, and go from it from that. Because if I've seen women through just casual conversation, say some shit. I'm like, that was homophobic to the motherfucker right there. But just because you kiki and laughing at your homeboy and shit is cool. But on the same, it's like you show different faces. So that's something I just sit back and I'm like, damn. And once again, I sit back and I learn. I don't try to be judgmental. My main thing is to understand and for us to have growth from here. But it's going from with dating. I'm like, it's just so much going on in this new age and this new era. And I'm like, do y'all just want to be loved? Do y'all want to be happy? People just fight to be miserable all the fucking time. Shit. It's like y'all care about what other people that don't give a fuck about you. Going back to shame, y'all let people shame you that don't give a damn about you. They don't put money in your pocket. They don't put it's just, and that's a culture we have within human beings in total. And I think that spans across so many different other cultures within itself. I think that whole truth is shame. It's a show that I watched called Big Mouth, and it speaks about it itself. It's like, I don't know if you watch it too, but it's like, man, it's just so wild how it goes. But it's just one of these things that we continue to try to grow, continue to learn. And, I wouldn't say thank y'all to both y'all for coming here today. It's like, I really want to, if it's more to come up and, after we do our stream, it's more to touch on the conversation. I would love to bring y'all back. If y'all have more things to talk about, come back. Because I think we've had a grand.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot today, for real though. And I never looked at it like I never looked at it from your perspective though. Like, how you were just saying, like growing up and stuff and just different stuff you went through, man. I never just thought about it that way. So I learned a lot, man. I thank you for sharing that with us.
For real.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. You enlightened me in a way that I've never been enlightened before. And I appreciate your honesty and your truth and the fact that you're sharing that.
Absolutely. And T, kinfolk, man, once again, I didn't even get on talk about what we have in our family and to speak about and shit. But it's one thing. I love you, man. Like, you keep up. I'm proud of what you're doing in life. Continue to do more. I'll never say stop. Continue to push yourself more. You talking about doing your own platform. Push on that. Don't have that fear of flying. Keep pushing. Keep going. You got all the potential for us. We have our forefathers, our aunties and uncles and grandparents that support us in what we do, man. So, you loved, and Jeanice, thank you. I appreciate your point of view and your moderating. And, I've been trying to bring you on for like, half a year and 6 months now or more?
I think like maybe 6 weeks.
Nah, bullshit. See, you go with that shit again. Nah. Well, maybe I never said it. No, we talked about this when I first started doing this last year. I've finally been able to lock you down. When you came over to the crib, when we was all chilling and shit.
So we all lived in Houston last year?
When you came to visit, when we was on Palsy, when we was in Pearland.
I'm pretty sure that was several years ago, like 3-4 years. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It was last year.
No, it wasn't. I didn't visit y'all last year. But I do want to say, G Jack and Mr. D, I'm not calling you that.
What? See.
I'm just saying. I respect people. I call people what they want to be called, Mr. D713. I appreciate you guys having the platform and having us be able to talk about these things and being graceful and being corrected. I appreciate your open-mindedness as well.
I want to say that I appreciate y'all as well, because I think this is the first time that I've had any straight men like sit and ask me for my perspective and what
Get the fuck out of here.
Like. I mean, I'm sure I was joking with Darius earlier, and I said I didn't even know he knew I was gay. He was like,
"Me, motherfucker, what you mean?" Like, see, that's why I don't talk about it in family. It's like, but
that was a joke. But
okay.
But it was real, and it was really dope to have like my cousin, my family member, not a friend or somebody else who had a platform. Oh. But my own flesh and blood reach out and say, look, come share your perspective. And so I just want to say to the audience, to people watching, one thing that you need to realize about gay people is that we're human. Yeah. We're human. That's it. So if you will walk down the street and be nice to somebody, you need to do it to everybody. And we want to live our lives and be happy just like the rest of y'all. It's just, It's a different look, but it's okay to be different. I think that's the message that this podcast today we really touched on. Like, there are differences in sexual and in gender, and it's okay to accept differences. I think that is really what we should really pick up on. Every society makes it seem like we all gotta be the same. Like, you gotta be the same, I feel sometimes. If you're straight,
G-Jack. Look at G-Jack. I know they piqued his interest.
We just had like a week-long argument on this about how society wants, especially Black people, want every Black person to be the exact same, think alike, vote alike, everything. You can't have nothing out the ordinary, or you sell out of Uncle Tom, whatever.
Unless you Kanye and you say for Harriet Tubman fucking didn't free the slaves. But we're not gonna go back down there. We're not gonna go back down there right now. We're not gonna go back down there right now.
It's okay to be different.
Yeah. So handles, everybody handles, shout outs. Let's hear them.
So I want to say first, before I say any handles, that if you are a Black Lives Matter advocate, or you stand with all of us with racial injustice, but you feel that your Black life is prioritized over a trans Black life or a gay Black life, and you feel like they're trying to take over the narrative that's already their own because they are a Black life, and you really need to do work and educate yourself and know that if you are disassociating yourself from someone in your community, then you're anti your community. My handle is Jeanice Elena on Instagram. I don't post anything, but I do stalk. I'm not telling y'all my Twitter handle because y'all are not going to disrupt my peace.
I know your Twitter handle already.
You do?
You done popped up on my timeline quite a few times.
I'm trying to have an incognito internet. It's not working.
Hey, I don't be interrupting you. Do your thing.
All right. Yes, I don't have any handles. Thank you.
Instagram at It's Your Boy T. I'm also gonna go ahead and just put this out in the atmosphere based off of this conversation today. Coming soon, DT TV Productions. Again, catch it. It's DT TV Productions. So play on words. So just be on the lookout for different content from that.
All right. DJ?
Same G_JAXX on Instagram. That's mainly where you'll find me interacting with everything culture stuff.
All right. And I ain't even got to worry about my personal. Just make sure to follow Everything Culture. That's a thing with an A. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram at Everything Culture. You can follow us subscribe to us on YouTube and subscribe to our website at www.everythingculture.com. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at EveryTHG Culture. And
hold on. Wait, let me slow it down for some people.
Every THG.
It'll be across the screen. It'll be
no. She want to do it now. We need it right now.
Oh, okay.
But make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. We're really trying to. And if you just get bored, if you need something to listen to and you're going to sleep, you just want to play it. Put out our episodes. Shut the fuck up. You just listen to it because of we need all the plays and listens that we can get. You feel me? So you just put us on, subscribe to us, and we appreciate it. So, but it's
www.everythingculture.com.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But when I'm telling you, we appreciate our support. We on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Anchor.
Everywhere you can listen to PSPs, we on there.
There it is. And we want to say thank you again to our guests. Greatly appreciate it. We appreciate our listeners. We look forward to seeing y'all Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Central for our happy hour. Make sure to bring your drinks, from wine to liquor to beer, whatever case you want to call it, your water. Shout out. The blunt. Hey, do what you do, as long as you're doing it in a safe place. You feel me? But as always, as the great late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, that he believes men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other, and they don't know each other because of segregation. Here on Everything Culture, we try to bring people together so we can communicate and bridge one another so we can love one another. Thank you all, and God bless.